A man needs inner peace to triumph amongst the chaos. But one learns little from victory, much more from defeat. They say fortune favors the brave, but Japanese proverb says, 運を待つは死を待つに等し. To wait for luck is the same as waiting for death. Little time remains now for excuses, even less for mistakes. 徳はそれ自身において報いあり. Virtue is not knowing, but doing.
Welcome to round 15 of the championship. We are here at the famous circuit of Suzuka. I am Roben. Let's compare some qualifying laps. Jumping on board with these drivers as they come around the final corner, DRS wide open, up to 7th gear. Both of them hitting the rev limiter as they approach turn 1 and 2. A high-speed double right-hander, EMRNL carrying a bit more speed into the corner, running wide slightly and uses the curb on the exit there. Drudak looking smooth up to this point, but he is just a fraction behind EMRNL. As we are approaching a very important section of the track called the S-curves. Your car needs good balance here and they both look solid through here. Looks like EMRNL is using a bit more of the road, but Drudak sets his car up nicely for the Dunlop curve. A long left-hander where it's easy to lose the back end of your car, which is almost happening to EMRNL, but he manages to save it by closing the DRS. And still a fraction of a second ahead of the Virgin at the end of sector 1. We now reset the cars to compare the next sector, starting off with the Dagner curves. A quick right-hander followed by another right-hander. Mistakes are costly here as you will end up in the gravel when going wide. But the two of them looking very solid as they come up to the hairpin now. Drudak uses some of his curves and EMRNL locking up the brakes, causing him to run a little wide, missing the apex. Drudak gets the braking right, but turns in a bit too early, and that's probably going to compromise his exit. An important exit because we have a long, flat out right-hander coming up. Both using some curves. This is pretty straightforward, but EMRNL gets a wheel on the grass there, having to close his DRS in order to correct his line, coming up to spoon now. EMRNL again carrying more speed into the corner and using a lot more of the road, gaining some time on Drudak here and setting up his McLaren in a good position for the exit. Another important exit followed by a long straight, which gives the drivers overtaking opportunities in the race. And as you can see, EMRNL is about 4/10 ahead of Drudak as they finish sector 2. We reset again for the final sector. First we got 130R, a flat out quick left, but DRS closed that turn in, braking hard for the final chicane. Drudak braking late, running a bit wide, compromising his exit there. Both drivers got some curves left. EMRNL looks very quick here and across the finish line ahead of Drudak 727, gaining another 2/10 in the final sector for a total time of 1 minute 26.759, which takes him to 3rd place. Drudak comes home in 1 minute 27.361, and that is enough for P4 on the grid. These are the full qualifying results, with Greek Don't Lie taking his first pole position of the season. A good result as he is back in the Williams after missing the last 3 races. Big Monkey 57 completes the front row in the Virgin ahead of EMRNL. The other Virgin of Drudak behind him in P4, and Tedger the final driver to set a time in P5. Then comes Red Tabor, XACP and reserve driver I Am The Game in the Williams, followed by Indrexen, Kex 35 and Dan 27, all saving their tires for the race. And a quick look at the weather report. Lots of sunshine here in Japan with dry conditions throughout the weekend. What's up, everybody? Back alongside me in the commentary box is Andrew Wood. How are you, Andrew?
I'm doing well, Eric. Thanks for having me back. This is another favorite of mine, so I'm happy to be commentating with you again.
Yep, this is a great circuit, a lot of history on this track. And we can see Drudak is getting ready for the start in P4. He will start with Greek Don't Lie on pole position. Can he be the first to get through the first turns and keep Big Monkey 57, who starts on the front row as well, behind him? The lights are coming up and we are getting ready here with Drudak, and the lights are out. Suzuka is underway with a good start by EMR. Now is already looking at the back of Big Monkey 57 there, just in front of Drudak, and Drudak gets a little pressure from behind him, but he can keep his place, although he had a bit of a struggling start there.
Yeah, it was definitely apparent that Drew Dog had a bad start there. He had the guys right behind him, and great job defending there, in my opinion.
Yep, great job by him to keep that place, and he's now right in the slipstream of EMR now. Can he keep up with the guys in front? He was a bit slower in qualifying, but EMR now running wide there, and that allows Drudak to be right on the back of him. Can he have a look here maybe at the hairpin? EMR now runs wide there, and can Drudak take advantage of that? Nope. EMR now does get better traction off that exit there.
Yeah, it looks like EMR now struggling on the high fuel, but Drew Dog's taking advantage. But now we're on board with Indrexen, who was behind Drew Dog in 9th place, and we could see as on Drew Dog's camera that the bottleneck of guys right behind. Very clean driving by everyone to get through turn 1, but we see XAZP running wide there, so Indrexen gains a spot, and he's entering the S's now, and he tries to have a look at I Am the Game, and gets a little bit crossed up on the grass there, and has to fall back down in 10th place.
On board with I Am the Game now at the end of the lap, where he's right on the back of Tadger in the slipstream, and just throws his car up the inside here for 130R, and that's a really clean pass. Good move there by I Am the Game to move up into 7th place, but outbrakes himself a little bit there at the chicane, but he can keep his car back on the track.
Yeah, we see also that Kex moved up past Tadger as well, so great move by the two of them to get by Tadger, but Tadger falling back a bit at the start. Now we have Drew Dog all over the back of EMR now, who had a pretty dreadful first lap, but EMR now will compose himself most likely and catch back up to the guys in front.
Yeah, you can see the guys up front. It's still Greek Don't Lie leading from Big Monkey 57 in 2nd place, but they opened a little gap here to these guys. Maybe Drudak will sniff an opportunity here, as EMR now is going wide there again at that diagonal curve there, the second one, and that will allow Red Tabor through as well. So EMR now falling back to 5th place. Really struggling on this heavy fuel at the moment, it seems, Andrew.
Yeah, definitely. EMR now really just has to get a grip on what he's doing and compose himself, and he'll get right back up there again. You see Red Tabor cuts a little bit of the grass there, and kind of puts a little block move on his teammate, which allows Drew Dog to pull a little bit of the gap. But as you can see on the mini map down below, the top five has moved way ahead of the group behind.
Yep, there's a big gap behind EMR now to I Am the Game in 6th place now. It's almost 4 seconds already. They pulled away, but EMR now, and got really close there. Really was caught off by the braking of Red Tabor there. His teammate, he wanted to avoid any incidents there, but a lot of people going wide here as we see a replay of the first turn there at on lap 2.
It seems like I Am the Game kind of ran a bit wide, and all the drivers kind of just followed along with him. So we could see that Tadger is taking advantage of Indrexen through the S's here, getting a little bit crossed up, and I'm sorry, that was Aerodan 27.
Yep, and we are skipping ahead to the start of lap 3 now with Indrexen in 8th place, and he got his teammate right on the back of him. And Indrexen doesn't really look comfortable in this car this weekend, and comes together with his teammate and just slides off there, falling back to 10th place. skipping ahead now. He is now coming up to the hairpin, and again, just really unstable rear end of his Sauber here. And it's not looking good, and again,
Wow.
just sliding around the track here at Suzuka, and Indrexen really need to get a grip together as EMRNL sets the fastest lap of the race, so he obviously is finding some pace now.
Yeah, it seems Indrexen really has no rear downforce, and you know, like, and we see I Am the Game getting some help from XAZP here. Not a good move by XAZP, but hopefully he'll wait for I Am the Game to come past.
Yep.
And we see that he's slow up ahead, so yeah, that's good sportsmanship by XAZP there. I was getting ready to say that Indrexen really, they probably just have the wrong sort of setup, and now we see Indrexen has destroyed the vehicle. I wonder where that happened.
Yeah, well, that's no surprise to be honest. He was really looking to be struggling around this first few laps at Suzuka. And we get to see a replay now. Maybe we can see what happened here.
Yep, far off there in the first Degner curve.
Yeah.
That's not where he destroyed the vehicle.
No, that's not how it ended, but yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Indrexen. Maybe we can get a word from him later, but he doesn't look like himself, to be honest. We've seen much better from him this season, although he's had a lot of incidents with the walls this season, and a lot of non-finishes. Oh, and there it is. He just went on the grass there, I think, at the exit of Spoon, which caused him to just lose the rear end again and hit the wall there. As Drudok here also gets a little bit of contact with the wall there.
Yeah, Drudok hit the curve there, I think, and got in the power a little too soon and spun the car right into the wall. But luckily it was right by the pit lane, so he just has to take an early strategy with his tires and take a few extra seconds to replace that wing, and he'll be right back out into it again.
Yep. So Drudok falling back to 6th place. He was running in 3rd place. He was having a good race, but still 47 laps to go. So anything can happen, as we are on board with I Am the Game, who gets DRS passed there by XACP. And it looks like these guys are having a good battle going on here. Both started on the prime tire, so looking very evenly matched. And
you can see Drudog down the bottom left there, had a little cold tire spin exiting turn 2. So these guys are all fighting for last place back here.
Yep.
We're now with I Am the Game again, and he's chasing XAZP and a car up ahead that might be Hex, I believe, Hex or Tadger. These three are going to battle it out pretty smoothly. And we see
Tadger, yeah, Tadger going wide there, and that will drop him back, and these guys are both moving up a place now. So Tadger also a bit struggling on heavy fuel here at this track, and even though he has improved his pace from the start of the season, we saw good races from Tadger at both Spa and Monza. As EMRNL's right on the back of his teammate here, setting up for a DRS pass probably. His teammate doesn't have bad straight line speed, but EMRNL uses some of his curves, and that allows him to overtake his teammate for 3rd place.
I'm beginning to think that some of these guys' tires are starting to wear a bit also. So they might want to consider, as you see, Red Tabor goes a bit wide and letting Aerodan 27, I believe that is, through.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys still running on the options, and they must be thinking of coming in for some fresh rubber soon. As EMRNL is now getting some pressure from Dan 27. Who just started at the back of the grid, but in just 10 laps he's already looking at the back of EMRNL here for 3rd place. And as EMRNL fence off to the pits to get some new tires. Dan 27 stays out for a few more laps. Good pit stop there from McLaren, 3.8 seconds, and some fresh new prime tires on for the McLaren driver.
Yeah, we see EMR now will drop to 6th place, exiting the pit lane, and take a few turns to warm his tires up and get right back into it again. We see also XAGP is right behind, and remember him and I in the game are battling out right behind, and they both start on the prime tires. So EMR now gets a bit advantage over the two other drivers behind.
Yeah, that's crucial actually for EMR now to come out ahead of these guys, so he doesn't get stuck behind them, because they are at the end of their stint. As Greek Don't Lie also deciding to put in some fresh rubber, stopping from the lead and coming out in 2nd place. So Dan 27 really stretching his tires here. Of course he didn't set a time in qualifying, so he started on some fresh options, but he must be looking to come in soon, or maybe try a risky strategy here, as EMR now is setting the fastest lap of the race here, 1 minute 32.4.
Yeah, we see EMR is now hitting his stride after his pit stop, so he just struggled a bit at the start of the race, but as predicted, he's probably going to pick up the pace from here. You see that he's set another purple fast lap successfully.
And he's closing in on Big Monkey here in front of him, only a 0.8 of a second separating these guys here for 3rd place.
Maybe Big Monkey is struggling on his 2nd stint a little bit, but EMR is definitely showing his prior pace now.
Yeah.
Now get past XAGP is going to be overtaken by Red Tabor here, it looks like, and just nudges him through turn 1, and Red Tabor is now on option tires.
Good move there by Red Tabor, even though he's on the fresher tire and on the better tires. That's a pretty good move around the outside at turn 1 there. And I'm the game just out of shape here at Spoon again. This time it's his own fault.
And we see Drew Dog going by there.
Yep.
Good pace, keep pushing.
Yeah, Marnell is going to run wide again in the 2nd Degner curve here, just like he did at the start of the race. So, just a slight mistake there. After having a good run, he's going to go right back to fighting Big Monkey again, no doubt. Red Tabor, he made is about 7.3 seconds behind.
It doesn't seem like a favorite corner for EMRNL there, but he has to try and bounce back from that. As Kex just passing somebody in the pits here for 7th place, and he just set a personal best there at the previous lap, so he's finding some pace now. That's nice to see. We are back on board with EMRNL now, about 5 seconds behind Big Monkey 57 on lap 19. It's yeah, EMRNL losing ground a little bit to the Virgin driver, and we got Dan 27 still in 1st place, but
Big Monkey definitely ran wide there, exiting the S's.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and now EMR now is really seeing blood here. He's going to go right after Big Monkey up ahead, and we see Aero Dan 27. It must be nearing the end of his tire life here, so Greek Don't Lie is all over the back of him. And if I were Greek Don't Lie, I'd be a little patient, realizing that Aero Dan is going to make his pit stop very soon. So you see, oh, Greek Don't Lie has touched the grass there and spun into the wall, and now is going to fall into the clutches of these two drivers. And as you see, Greek Don't Lie is recovering, and both Big Monkey and EMRNL pick up a spot there. But it's not over yet. As you see, EMRNL is right on the inside, spooked Big Monkey there, and may have had a little bit of contact. But EMRNL is going to come out on top. That was definitely very smart by Ian Marnell, in my opinion. Just
second place. Push
Big
for
Monkey
the
was probably thinking about the driver spun out on the side of the road and didn't really think that Ian Marnell was going to dive down the inside of him there. But great driving by all these guys.
Yep, as Ian Marnell also passes Aero Dan 27 in the pits there as he makes his first stop. So Ian Marnell moving from 4th place to first place now in just the space of 1 lap.
1 second, really.
Yeah, he must be delighted. As we get to see a replay of what happened to Greek Don't Lie there. It's similar to what happened with Indrek, I think. He just went on the grass there a bit, or on the curb, I think it seems.
Although a very different outcome for Greek Don't Lie.
Yeah.
You see that Ian Marnell is now under tons of pressure by Big Monkey, so this goes to show these two drivers have very similar pace, and one little mistake will equal good things for the other driver. And Ian Marnell's going to run a bit wide here, just as I was just saying, so Big Monkey might take a look on the inside, but nope, it's a very risky place to make a move there, so Ian Marnell's going to get his favorite turn almost correct here, but Big Monkey is going to have a better exit.
Yep, just a bit wide there again, and Big Monkey taking advantage and is in the lead now of this race, so it's an interesting battle going on here.
You see Kex and XAZP battling, and I believe XAZP is on fresher tires now. They might be on the same tire strategy now since they were both time starters. Nope, and
XACP goes around the outside there at turn 1s and 2 and makes that stick, so a good move there by XACP to overtake the Sauber driver there. And Ian Marnell up to the inside here with the DRS. Ooh, a little bit of contact there, but Ian Marnell taking the inside line here as Big Monkey 57 goes around the outside of him and takes that place back. So a real hard battle going on there for the lead, as Kex is getting a little bit of a pressure by the Williams driver of I'm the Game here, I think. Or is that Greek Don't Lie?
I believe that's Greek Don't Lie, but you know, a little bit of contact going to the first part of Spoon, but Kex loses the rear end in the second part of Spoon.
Yep, and well, both Williams drivers get past him because of that. So Kex falling back a little bit as Red Tabor is getting some company from Dan 27 in the HRT on fresh tires, and look at the speed difference there. Great straight line speed on the HRT there to take that place from Red Tabor.
Seems like we're going to have another lead change here.
You've lost some front end grip.
Ian Marnell goes right around Big Monkey again. Great driving by these two, trading the lead off like that.
Great
Yep.
move, first place.
And
Let's try and stay
again,
here.
Ian Marnell is going to try his best to pull out a slight advantage to Big Monkey 57 here. But as we've seen, it's not very easy for Ian Marnell to pull away.
Yeah, it's great to see Big Monkey 57 that competitive again and back in this league, because he missed the last 4 races, but he looks to be right on it again, as he's trying to help his team here, the Virgin team, to get in some good results. And Drudak is also trying to bounce back from some little trouble on the first laps, where we saw him spin out, but he's also looking to have found some pace here, and at the end of the second stint he puts on some new fresh prime tires.
Go.
4.7 seconds is good for the Virgin team after not having to replace a wing like the first pit stop.
Track is clear.
Yep. So it will be interesting to see where Drudak will come out when the other guys are stopping. They're not on the exact same strategy, all of them, but they are running pretty similar strategies, I think.
And Ian Marnell still has Big Monkey behind him, and look who's joined the mix is Aerodan 27, our clinched champion of the F1 Race Department group. He's come and he's found these drivers, and Big Monkey is going to try a courageous pass to try and put a pick between him and Dan 27, and he gets it.
Yep, as EMRNL just ran a bit wide there, obviously coming to the end of his tires as well at Spoon there, and also Dan 27 is just following Big Monk 57 through, but doesn't give a lot of room to EMRNL there.
No, definitely squeeze the MRNL a bit in that turn.
Yeah, but good anticipation by EMRNL to brake a little bit there and get out of that situation, because that could have ended up a lot worse there with all those walls closing in. And EMRNL is going to try the undercut probably on Big Monkey 57 here. Both of them were on the same strategy, but EMRNL deciding to make a pretty early pit stop, and let's see how that turns out.
Watch out for traffic as you rejoin the track.
He's again coming out crucially ahead of a little train going on here with XACP in 4th place, and about two or three drivers behind him as well. So
yeah, I predict that's probably Greek Don't Lie and either Kex or Drew Dog. But yeah, Martinel's really got to warm these tires up quickly because he's got 3 hungry drivers behind him who want to take that spot from him.
Yep.
You see Martinel's finally found his pace again, and you see XAZP is ready to make a move here. And Martinel does run a bit wide.
Got bumped a little bit in the back there, I think, by XAZP, but he manages to keep the place, and that's really important to get some clear road ahead of him. It's difficult to pass here at Suzuka. The only real good opportunities are here at the home straight, as we see Dan 27 pulling a pass here on Big Monkey for the lead with the DRS, and also the back straight before 130R is a good place for overtakes, but other than that, it's not a lot of opportunities. XACP here leading the train here with Williams driver behind him, and
I think it's Red Tabor actually in 6th place, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, so Greek Don't Lie here trying a move around the outside of XACP and making it stick. Another great move here. We've seen some other people trying this, as I'm saying that Greek Don't Lie gets it wrong there at the S-curves, which allows XACP to take the place back. So yeah, great battling going on there.
We see a bunch of outside passes at turn 1, which is not very traditional for, you know, the clean sort of pass, but everyone seems to be making it work. So again, great driving by everyone. Martinel set to set another purple lap here, so he continues to be fast and closing in on the guys up ahead.
Yep, and passes Big Monkey 57 in the pit straight there. So Big Monkey 57 stopping 3 laps later, and you can see that EMR now really put in some fast laps now and has made the undercut work. And let's see if he can keep it together for the end of the race when his tires are going to be more worn out. As XACP also deciding to make a stop, which allows for Red Tabor and Greek Don't Lie to have some clear road, and they are probably going to continue battling.
You see EMRNL grabs the lead from Aerodan 27, who took his pit stop, so EMRNL's undercut worked, and he got past both of the drivers that he was originally battling with, so great move by the McLaren team, great strategy.
Yep. After Singapore, where EMRNL unfortunately crashed out, he really has picked up the pace here, and he seems to be really going for it, looking really confident in the car, except for those few mistakes at this turn here, right here, the second Degner. That's a troublesome corner for him in this race, but other than that, he's looking pretty solid and has about a 4-second lead to Dan 27 now.
You can see that Aerodan 27 is caught right back up to him now, and he's going to make a DRS pass here, so another lead change. in this Suzuka Grand Prix.
It looks like the car ahead
Yep.
is trying to create a gap. He's
Dan
running
27
4
also
laps,
looking
excellent
very
power.
quick this weekend again, and although he's already champion, he of course wants to win this race and gets another victory to his name, perhaps. But he certainly gets a run for his money today.
You know, we can see that these two drivers have really pulled a gap to Big Monkey, which, as said before, it's not easy to pull a gap on a driver that has very similar pace. But Ian Arnell and Aero Dan are definitely turning up the wick here and making it known. We see Drew Dog here at 5th place. Good effort from where he was about 30 laps ago. And he's still trying to fend off XAGP back here. And he's got Red Tabor just a second and a half ahead. But he doesn't want to let the Mercedes driver through. And we see Red Tabor takes a pit stop. I'm pretty sure Drew Dog is going to have to stop again. He's not going to be able to make it all the way to the end on these prime tires. But XAGP is going to try an outside pass, which we've seen work dozens of times here. And he does it. He gets the spot.
Great move by XACP, although he's on the option tire, so it's a bit logical for XACP to get ahead of Drew Dog here. It was hard to defend for Drew Dog there, but maybe Drew Dog can use his slipstream a little bit to his benefit and get some quick laps in before making his final stop, as Ian Arnell is doing just that. He's going for the options now for the final 10 laps of this race.
The stint to the finish.
Yep. And it will be interesting to see if he can catch up with Dan 27, who was probably going for a 2-stop strategy today, whereas most of these drivers on the grid are going for a 3-stopper. And Drew Dog getting some company here from both of the Williams drivers. Great to see there. These guys are so close in terms of pace. The field is really close here, and a great midfield battle going on here in this race. These guys are probably fighting for 4th place.
You see the Williams drivers are side by side going to turn 1, but this time Greek Delnai's inside line works better. He gets the spot. Drew Dog's going to probably put on the options. Yep, he puts the option tires on. Slower pit stop than you'd expect, 5.3 seconds. But XAZP and Drew Dog will battle, hopefully, for the rest of the race.
Yep. As Ian Arnell is coming to the end of lap 46 now, right on the back of Big Monkey 57, who still didn't make his stop. And that's interesting to see what is going on here with the Virgin team. What are they thinking? Are they trying to get Big Monkey 57 to the end of the race maybe on these tires? It's probably very risky to try that, because he's got a lot of laps in these tires, and Ian Arnell is much faster, already on the back of the Virgin driver. So yeah, technically he is a pit stop ahead of Big Monkey 57 as he goes wide there at Degner, but cuts back very smart there.
Very crafty move by Big Monkey there.
Yeah, crafty move to get back, and he's probably thinking of taking the fight to Ian Arnell and trying to defend his position, but it seems like an unfair fight here with Ian Arnell on fresh options, whereas Big Monkey 57 is about 20 laps, I think, in these tires by now.
Yeah, he's definitely way longer on these tires than he should be. And you see they have a little bit of contact there, but Big Monkey just got off on the grass and Ian Arnell wide there.
Oh, and there is contact again. What's going on? It's looking a bit scruffy there with the two of them, who had a pretty clean battle mid-race.
Yeah, we saw the two of them go side by side at the start of the race too, very successfully, only the opposite way around, so didn't really work well there.
And Big Monkey deciding to getting some fresh rubber after all, so he's finding out that it's not going to work like that, and that's probably going to cost him a lot of ground, because he lost a lot of time by staying out that long.
We have a great battle brewing on here between the McLaren of Red Tabor and Drew Dog and XAZP. XAZP and Drew Dog, remember, pitted together. So they came out and they are taking the fight to McLaren here. And unfortunately, XAZP was able to get past, but Drew Dog was not. So Drew Dog is really going to have to put the fight to Red Tabor here if he wants to get that spot. Battle for 7th place going on.
Yep.
We can't let this guy hold
And
us
a
that
little
much
bit of
longer.
lag issues, I think, with Red Tabor there, who was just jumping on the track a little bit. But Drew Dog might have an opportunity in the last 5 laps, as I'm the Game is in 4th place now, getting overtaken by Big Monkey 57. And going to make a pit stop. So these guys also at Williams trying to make it to the end of the race on a 2-stopper, just like Dan27 is trying to do.
Exit now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I guess I Am the Game was trying to push the tires to the end of the race, but getting overtaken by Big Monkey was probably what he was trying to fend off, so might as well just go in and change the tires before he gets to these train of cars up behind him.
Yep.
Drew Dog and Red Tabor are still battling here, and XAGP hasn't pulled that big of a gap, but is big enough to not be a threat to Drew Dog.
At Spoon now, Red Tabor is obviously a bit slower through these corners, and it's so hard to overtake on this track, and Drew Dog is struggling a bit in straight line speed. I have to say the McLaren is very quick in the straight line. We saw that at the start of the race, and that allows him to just defend his position there. A little bit more room could have been given to Drew Dog there, but we've seen the McLaren also jumping around the track a little bit with some lag or sync issues, so that might play a part. But Drew Dog is right up the inside, trying to at least, but it's a bump from Red Tabor there. That's not nice looking from that screen.
Yeah, it looked like Drew Dog was coming down the inside, so a little unfair move by Red Tabor there to just sort of chop him like that, because it was apparent that Drew Dog finally found that top speed, and he couldn't do anything with it, unfortunately. And here we go, Ian Arnell is winding down the laps here, and he's kind of smack in the middle between Dan27, who is 8 seconds ahead, and Greek Don't Lie is about 9 seconds behind, so that's probably where he'll finish.
Yeah. As Drew Dog is still having a little battle here with Red Tabor, and still didn't manage to get by him, even though the McLaren driver is really struggling now. Wow, what happened here? And Big Monkey 57 is in trouble, I think, so it's really confusing what's going on here.
Next up is one
Yeah, it
of
looks
the
like Big Monkey might have had contact with someone in the midfield and was just stopped on the straightaway there, I guess. Wonder if we'll have any replay of that, but yeah, Big Monkey definitely putting a wrench in the gears here between the battle of Drew Dog and Red Tabor. But Big Monkey's back on it, and he's going to try an inside pass on Red Tabor here. And
oh, and they almost come together. There is contact, I think, and they go side by side through the first turns, and somehow they keep their cars on the road and stay ahead of Drew Dog here. So Drew Dog really now trying to and hope for any opportunity to take advantage of that battle going on in front of him.
yeah, we see poor Drew Dog got shut out again there. Another driver who was able to pass Red Tabor, and he gets stuck behind. And I Am the Game is on these fresh tires, but lighting him up a bit at the exit of the hairpin. And now we're going to start the final lap with Ian Arnell, and he has closed the gap on Aero Dan 27 a bit. Remember, it was 8 seconds at the beginning of last lap, and now it's 5.4 seconds. And on the mini map, it looks like Dan has some company there, maybe one of the lap cars. And you know, he is about a 10-second gap to Greek Don't Lie behind. So Ian Arnell will probably get close to Dan. And what is this? We see dust, and
Oh,
could it be Dan 27 has gone off the track? And Ian Arnell takes the lead. How about that, Eric?
wow, Ian Arnell just became the race leader all of a sudden out of nothing, really. I mean, Dan 27 was of course stretching his tires, trying to make the two-stop work, but obviously the race was just one lap too long, I guess, for the HRT driver, but that allows Ian Marnell up into first place on the last lap here. Can he take his first victory of the season?
I believe that this might be the first lead change on the last lap that I've seen that I can remember this season. Good stuff here. I'm sure many people had their money on Aerodan 27 to pull off the victory. Even though he started in last place, he's shown such great stature and pace all season long that for this to happen was definitely very uncharacteristic of him. But we see Ian Marnell was able to hang on to the lead, and he's coming around the final corner here to take the victory.
Yep, great race there by Ian Marnell to get his first race win of the season, and McLaren must be delighted with that. As we still have a battle going on here with Drudog and Racedepartment.
Yeah, Drudog has got to make the pass now. He can't wait any longer. He's got to find some way to get by Racedepartment and get up into 6th place.
But we talked about it earlier, it's so hard to snatch the opportunity at this track. It's not really a wide track.
It's very obvious that Drudog is the faster driver, and he's just trying to spook Racedepartment into some sort of mistake here, and looks like he might try and move at the hairpin, and he gets on the grass.
Gets on the grass, and that really cost him. He's maybe a little bit too eager to get past here, and might have been a little bit more patient and try one move on the back straight maybe, but he knows that Racedepartment has some pretty good straight line speed, so he was just trying a different move here.
Yeah, you can't really blame Drudog. He knows he's faster, and he's been stuck behind Racedepartment for over 5-6 laps now, so he just wants the spot, and he's going to try a move here probably.
Oh, he cut right up to the back of him. Going in the inside here, side by side across the finish line, and who did take that place, I'm not sure. It was a photo finish.
Yeah, definitely. It was very close between the two of them. I don't even know who finished ahead. But we will wrap up this broadcast here with I Am The Game, who's looking to finish in 8th place with Tadger right behind. Well, not right behind, but he's right behind him. And I Am The Game just got to finish strong here on his fresh option tires. Surprised he didn't grab a quicker lap, but here he comes across the line in 8th place. And the final race results, we have Ian Marnell with his first victory of the season. Great run by Ian Marnell. We got Greek Online in 2nd place, who fell 1 spot from his starting grid and had that unfortunate incident. Aerodan 27 in 3rd place, coming from very last place on the grid. And then we got XAZP 4th, Big Monkey 57 with the fastest lap of the race, 1:26.681. Racedepartment in 6th, who just nosed Drudog by 0.001 seconds. And I Am The Game finishes off 8th place, just shy of the fastest lap. And in 9th place we had Tadger, who finished just about 1 minute behind I Am The Game. And Kex35, 10th place, who was lap. And Indrexen with his unfortunate incident to start the race, DNF.
15 rounds in, and we are approaching the closing stages of the season. After Dan 27 was crowned world champion at Singapore, Romano decided to call it quits and announced his retirement from the championship. This leaves the battle for 2nd place right open, with Wooly 51 in 3rd, followed closely by XACP. Ian Marnell and Greek Don't Lie might join the battle if they keep up the good results. Racedepartment moves ahead of Paintball Maniac in P8, and Big Monkey retakes P13 from his teammate Drudog 727. Not a lot of changes on top of the constructors table. HRT still leads from Williams in 2nd place, but as Sauber was struggling this weekend, it's Mercedes who move up in P5. Thank you for joining me today, Andrew, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very nice, Eric. I really enjoyed doing this race with you.
Yep, we have seen some great driving today, so that was it. See you all, folks. See you next race.
Bye-bye.